the mute button. But yeah. So basically, we just wanted to have you on because we've seen your success, and we're trying to bring different community members in because we want to build the community and kind of curate the community and steer the ship a little bit if possible.
Yeah, so you've been doing 2 posts a day for a while, yeah?
Every day. Well, see, the thing that people don't realize is that I'm a journalist and a writer before I found Steemit. In fact, that's how I found Steemit in the first place, because I was doing research and I stumbled upon it by accident while writing an article about this programmer. And I had been writing 2 or 3 articles per day for 4 months, every day. Like, I never skipped a day. And so when I found Steemit, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. I'll just move my operations here.
Yeah. It's a perfect place to put it.
I don't think there's anyone maybe in my situation, because I want to be an investigative journalist. In fact, that's the kind of thing that I had worked out with my boss, but he was not paying me what I am worth.
Yeah.
And so basically he's like, yeah, get interviews, do like in-depth research. So I'm like, yeah, sure, you've got to pay me. I can't live on what you're paying me.
Right.
It's just because if you put all this work into something, you need to be rewarded for all those hours. And the current system, I think, is really messed up because it doesn't. I mean, how many investigative journalists are paid a lot of money to do their work, to break a big story?
Yeah, right. Totally.
Like, how do they live? Because I know some pretty big name writers. They're struggling. They're not making any money at all.
Yeah, I know.
Or they're just barely.
Yeah.
Well, the money right now goes to the publication, right? They kind of have a monopoly on sort of that publishing platform, and that's changing with the internet. But then everything is free, and then you have to charge for these clickbaity ads, and you're basically charging for eyeballs, which is not necessarily going to reward this really in-depth investigative content. It's going to reward the the 19 bikini model swimsuits that had the most cleavage showing, or whatever the clickbaity content.
We're in a low resonant time right now. We're operating on a base system which is pretty destructive and or exploitive. I've had every type of job there is. I've been exploited, and really the only way is to work for yourself. That's it. But if you're like me, I'm not a good business person, meaning I don't like to tell others what to do. I like to work independently. So independent artist / researcher that doesn't really care for business. I mean, where do you fit in? Yeah. So Steemit's like made for me, except for I'm really worried about the hackers.
Oh yeah, we're gonna discuss that today. Before we get into that, you've been posting, like I said, 2-3 articles a day for a while on Steemit. So I think there's probably very few people who have had a chance to see the patterns about what hits and what doesn't hit. And have you started to kind of pick up on some of that? And what is the community really interested in right now? Obviously that's evolving, but
what community? I'm interested in the community who takes care of one another and helps each other out. Because ever since I got in there, I've been hiring people. If you look at my Steamed resume, I give golden tickets all the time for people that are doing work that I feel needs to be rewarded. And also my secret writer publication. If someone is having a hard time with their post because it's unknown and they don't know how to put pictures and titles, then they come to me and they say, hey, can you post this under your secret writer? I just paid a guy 192 Steam dollars who sent me his story, and it got absolutely like 0 eyeballs when he posted it. But when I posted it under secret writer, I redesigned it so that it's more appealing. Like I did artwork and stuff. So that's one of my side businesses. I've got at least 3 solid businesses that I'm starting to do. However, I'm not doing anything right now because I don't have control over my account.
Yeah.
So I need to obviously be working in a team with like a cybersecurity expert. I mean, I already have this mapped out, what I need for it to be successful, because otherwise I'm going to be totally neurotic and obsessing about if I'm being hacked every freaking moment of the day.
Yeah.
And I don't want to live like that. I just want to say to the hacker, you know, like there's probably a job for you in Steemit, because if you posted your reality, people would like upvote you if you just fessed up. But there might be so many of them. I mean, do we even know anything about that? But that's another side issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have a ritual? When you sit down, you're like, all right, I got to write a post. You like, all right, I got my coffee, or like, what do you do before you write a post?
Okay, here's the first thing. I don't sleep that much. I'll be honest. I get like 4 hours of sleep.
Yep.
I do. Okay, here's pretty much what I do that I think is very different from everyone else, is that when I don't think of what I'm going to write, the thing that I need to write appears before me after many hours of deep thinking. I also don't do any drugs or partying or any of that stuff. So basically all the bad elements have been removed from my life, so I can concentrate in such a way that is, I think, quite different from your average person. And plus I have been training myself for, well, I started deprogramming my mind years ago. And that's how it started for me. Yeah. That's another side gig that I want to start creating, these called like deprogramming mind kits. And basically it goes like, people would come to me and they'd like, I need to reset myself. And then I would do like an analysis of their issues. And then I would also create a menu. Because for me, my menu required me to get rid of all the terrible elements in my life. My boss, people that were bringing me down. And then I listened to audiobooks. I got a driving job where I was alone, and I got to listen to 8 hours per day. Wow. Nikola Tesla, and those things changed me. I was able to get rid of my fear, because I was like having a lot of issues from my past experience of being in a job that was treating me like shit. And so I had to get that stuff out of there and then fill it with something else. And I filled myself with knowledge and lots of it. And then after like a year and a half of that, I said, I'm done. I can't learn anything. I have to go out and do something now.
Right.
That's how I deprogrammed my mind. I mean, I still have remnants of fear. It's every day. It's fear, love, fear, love. Those two things go back and forth all day long. And I can't, I have had some days of enlightenment where I have no fear. Not very many, but I've had some recently.
Yeah, we've all talked about different ways that we've done, with reprogramming our minds. And, I've talked to these guys who have done something called imaginal exposure therapy, where you just sit on those negative things where you've been treated badly, where you get upset, and you sit on them until, they don't have power over you. I know you've done some crazy stuff. I know you've done some crazy stuff, too. So I think we're all on the same page there with...
So you've all done things like that, like the same type of stuff?
Yeah, similar stuff. I mean, different routes, but similar stuff. It's all you need to deprogram, and I've had similar experiences as well. Realizing like, okay, well, this job's not gonna get me anywhere, so I totally understand what you're saying about the only thing is to work for yourself. And Steemit's a really great platform for that. And when it catches on and people realize that is something that is possible and readily available to them, then I think we're going to see a lot more of it. But
I mean, this could totally transform the world if this one thing happens. Is the greed gland is really too big right now. And that's, I think, causing, it could, I don't want to be a pessimist because I am an idealist, or I'm a surrealist mostly, but it could, I can see it going a couple different ways.
Yeah.
It's either going to be destroyed or will take over. and it'll be like the next revolution of our humanity.
Absolutely.
Because by being free, like being free means I don't have to pimp my creative energies for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can be ourselves. Like
Yep.
each person has their own talents and things they're really good at. So then they can just focus on what they're supposed to do in life. And then they can give to others and be happier, because you can't give to anyone else when you're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work that well. I mean, but you can give a lot once you figure out some solutions to many problems that people have. That's when you start being able to selflessly give to others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting. So you think that Steem is going to help people in a way of allowing them to give kind of their greatest gifts, their solutions, and then just doing that and getting paid, not having to go through that middleman, not having to jump through these other hoops?
Yeah, because look at all the great work that's already being done. There's programmers, and they make a side thing. There's that image library thing going on. Do you know about that one? Or
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then there's all these like random people that have these amazing skills, and they're just going for it. Now, I do see like there might be an issue with everyone trying to be popular because they want that popular post. I think that's going down the wrong path.
Mm-hmm.
By being true to yourself, but you might need help. Like some people have been so upset because it's like, my post didn't get any, why is it getting like 2 cents? And then it's like, well, look, what is your image? You need an artist. So what my other job that I want to do for Steemit is I want to build a Creative Commons image library that's like way better than those crappy ones that exist. I mean, there's a few good ones, but make it like really good.
Yeah.
And I have tons of art that I want to put in there so that when you're doing your post, if you're not an artist, then that's fine, that you can go in there and select something cool to use. And that would help everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe make it better. But like not everyone's going to be a great poster because not everyone is a good writer. So then those people can look at everything like, hey, if I like to read, I can curate. Or, hey, if I like to program, I'm going to get with someone who likes to write and then work together as a team. There's all these like amazing connections that you can make. I have already hired my own ghostwriter from Steemit because this guy came to me and he was like, I love your writing. I'll do anything if you just like tell me how to write and just like coach me and stuff. So he started taking on my other writing gigs I couldn't do. So I started paying him to help me, and it happened real fast. Like, it was amazing. I was like, how is it that this world fosters cooperation? It's amazing. Like, it doesn't happen in the other world. It doesn't happen on Facebook.
Not at all.
So what is it about what Dan the Wizard has done? Like,
yeah, well, you know, a lot of it is, you know, when you look at online communities, they start out always with the best of intentions. As they grow bigger and more popular, you start having people come on with different intentions for the community. With, you know, when it's small, you know, the only people who are part of it are going to be people who want to be part of it. When it's big, people will be part of it because it's big and they get a platform for whatever they want to do. So it's going to be interesting to see how that evolves. And one of the things we were talking about, and I'd love your thoughts on it actually, is that you can't get negative, you know, there's no way to get negative reputation in the system. You can go to 0 and that's it. And so a new person who's just, you know, trying to help out and come on has the same as somebody who's been consistently posting negative things. And you kind of wrote about that, you know, that dark horse thing, and, you know, how do you, as the community grows, what do you think is, I don't know if you have the answer, but your thoughts on what is the way forward, or, you know, how do you prevent that sort of, you know, regular internet community thing of trolling.
Dark energy.
Yeah.
It's dark energy. What it is it's hate-filled words it's hate-filled energy And what it is that it's like a black holes entering Steemit, because they're not adding to the community. They're not adding anything of themselves. They're taking away. They're like attaching. They're parasites that attach themselves to anything, a bright star. They attach to that, and then they try to, suck that energy and poke that star to see how the star is going to react to it. But my thing is, like, I don't react at all, because I clearly don't have time for that. Those people can suffer in their own black holes, because that's not a concern of mine. I do not have that type of time to invest. Like, my energy, my resources are already, fairly stretched thin of all the things I'm doing, so I don't have time. But other people that don't have that mentality, they're going to have to learn the hard way, which is, if they engage with the black holes, they're going to get sucked down, because their energy is going to be pulled down. And that's been happening. I have noticed that. I mean, I haven't been on recently, but I've been noticing that it's starting to really get cluttered with the heavy energies that aren't, like, doing good things for themselves.
Right.
Just for themselves. Like, their posts are going nowhere because they've already established that they're like kind of like black holes, like parasites. And who wants to deal with that? Like, you will get nothing from them. They will be giving you nothing. They'll be taking.
Yeah.
That's what I see as the main issue with a paradigm shift that has to happen, because if it doesn't happen, and we're all in this like pit of, this doom vacuum or something, I don't know how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
There's got to be more of the good energy people to help convert the other ones.
Yeah, I like to think that the good will outweigh the bad. I've seen just the growth in the last couple weeks. It's gone from something that felt like this, or in the last month, say, it's felt like a small community where, like, you'd see the same people posting, and you'd see them writing different things that were more crypto related, and it's like what we can make money off of writing now has become
changed
a lot bigger, and it's changed every day. It's changed by the hour, it seems like, almost. It's
and the male makeup tutorials.
yeah, that
the
one.
male makeup tutorials are hilarious, and I realized, like, this is internet history. Like, who would have guessed that, like, male makeup tutorials are gonna sweep across the internet? Like,
I mean, yeah, and for money at this, yeah. I mean, last I saw, that thing made $30,000.
Which one? The first one.
The first one, yeah.
Oh God! And then there's also the thing where it's like, I don't like watching boring stuff, and that makeup tutorial is like, that's in the boring category. But I think the reason it was upvoted.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no, yeah. He was saying, well.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that the fact that the male makeup tutorials came out of that is, like, interesting. That's funny. It's like, and I want to do like a zombie. Like, so basically, it's the creative nature of Steemit that it just starts spinning on itself. Like creating something new and absurd out of. That's what I love about it. This is holy nuts and make money.
Right.
What do you think of that makeup tutorial that got $30,000?
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, anyway,
it's.
Well, I think it happened because. Well, I don't know. What? Oh, well, it's okay, because basically everyone has a right to do whatever.
Yeah, and that,
right?
I mean, and really at the end of the day, that's kind of the beauty of this whole thing, is that you can post anything, and you can, tailor your stuff to what you think is going to make money.
Yeah,
And
I mean, how soon do you think it's going to be before they have to start segregating that stuff off? Because there's people like you who are like, you know, I don't want to see male makeup on my front page. And, you know, do you guys think they're going to start doing like a subreddit like partitioning system, or they're just going to leave it?
I think it's got to be.
It'll probably get big and like they'll just be communities, right?
Right.
On it, on Steam, it'll be like, hey, I want to go into the room, the science room, or I want to go into the secrets. Like, I wish, you know, my secret thing gets really big, and then like there's an entire section, you know. The secret room where you get to find out the truth of what people really are.
Right.
So what is this the secret thing you're doing? Are people are sending you their secrets? How?
Yes, and see, the thing is, I had started that on Medium like maybe 6 months ago. I have a million ideas. So anyway, I thought, wow, I'm gonna make an anonymous profile, and then I'm going to have people send me their deepest, darkest stuff that they can't release on social media because they don't want to lose their job. Because that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Is that you can't have your real self connected to your social media self, because you could lose friends, you could lose your job or whatever.
Right.
So I thought, I will provide this free service, and I provided it for free anyway. So I started doing that like 6 months ago. But I wasn't making any money, zero. So then when Steemit came along, I'm like, and I have been giving the people money that submitted those secrets. So what I did was, the ones that had already been submitted, I told them, I'm going to post this on Steemit. I'll give you half of whatever I make. So literally, I've been like paying like lots of people to do a collaborative thing, because I just don't. I'm not driven to make money. I'm driven by ideas.
Yeah.
And I think that we need more people like that, driven by mad ideas that could potentially really just like disrupt the whole fabric. Because we have all this technology and everyone's like, oh, we're so advanced. We're not advanced at all in the area of social relating to one another and being honest with ourselves. And most people are fairly messed up because we rely too much. I mean, I rely on technology so much. I hardly ever talk to anyone face to face. Like, texting has become the new way of speaking, and that's probably an issue. You know.
Yeah. So which way do you see Steemit going, I guess, in the future or in the next month? Say, do you?
God, a month. It's so hard to predict. Wait, you got on there 5 weeks or 2 months ago?
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys are all like crypto. Are you on the crypto community?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, aside from John, Matt and I both come from more of a crypto currency background. Matt works a lot in Ethereum, and you write Solidity, right? So Solidity is the code for Ethereum. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we come from, and I noticed in the beginning it was very crypto driven, and you know, like I said, it's not really that anymore. It's becoming more broad, like Reddit. Parts of Reddit are very crypto driven, but a lot of it is community and stuff that's built. That has nothing to do with crypto, and I totally see Reddit going that way as well. I just didn't think it was going to happen this fast. You know.
I mean, just the chart alone, where it shows like the currency valuation. I mean, I've never seen anything that went up so dramatic.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like. Man, it's insane, and I don't. Dan and them, they were not prepared for the security, were they?
I mean, I like to think they were, but
I mean, it's you're always a target in the crypto space. It's the Wild West right now. There's no insurance on it. There's no anything. You know, Bitcoin. All the Bitcoin exchanges have been hacked. Ethereum has obviously been hacked. Steemit has obviously been hacked. As soon as you get into those top 10 cryptocurrencies, like you become a target, and no matter how much security you've done on it, like something's gonna give at that point, because you basically put a $30 million bounty. As soon as Steam went up to that, they basically had a $30 million bounty on somebody finding a bug. So you
wait, did they do a bounty?
Well, it's an automatic bounty, because if your cryptocurrency is worth $30 million and someone finds a way to steal that money, so it's all the cryptocurrencies essentially are bounties on finding ways to break them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's either gonna be wildly successful, and I really think with time they're gonna be able to hire maybe a more robust cybersecurity system and people. That's gonna have to, like, they need to just hire the hackers.
Yeah.
You know, the people that, like, they just need to get involved because they're good. So they really need to, like, say, I would give them 1% of my proceeds if they would just stop taking over. And I think a lot of people are like that. It's like, wait a minute, there's a job for you in Steemit. There's something for you to do without totally, you know what? I'm disrupted right now. I can't do my work of giving to other people. That's what sucks about it. It's not that they took my money, which obviously that is upsetting to me, that someone would come in and, considering, like, I feel like I'm doing this good work, to come in and, like, steal from me, that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being greedy. I never went into this thing saying to myself, I'm going to try to make as much. From day one, I had another plan, which is I'm going to try to help as many people that deserve it as possible.
Absolutely.
Because I've been suffering for a long time with, like, $0. Like, just barely scraping by. I know how it sucks to, like, go and try to find a job, because it's like you can't get connected to the people that can see how brilliant you are.
Yeah. Yeah, those jobs aren't really, like, set up. They're not designed for everybody to show their brilliance.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're a person that refuses to be a cog in the wheel, you either have to start your own thing, or what? Just kind of exist in this like bottom feeding way, where you know that you're not using your energies the right way.
Yeah.
So I think it will succeed, and the reason why is because Dan and Ned, I've done a lot of analysis on them, like when I first started. They have opposite skills. Ned is smooth, and he's from the financial world. And I think that's different from the average crypto person who's kind of like under the radar type of personality, maybe.
Yeah.
And Dan has, like, the integrity of, you know, he's solid. His integrity system is solid. So to have leaders like that is important. In fact, if they were not the way they are, I would not be here. I would have dumped it.
Yeah. Because
a lot of the stuff is like just total greed motivation. That is not a fun world. That's not going to work that well. It's not going to be
It's a
fun.
hard question, because every post on Steam is you know, there's a little money thing under there, and you know, it's hard when you're getting clear money for everything you do to maintain that pure motivation in the face of you know, a little score that you can focus on increasing or decreasing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here, just take a look at it this way. What thing could you create that could help and benefit someone else?
Right.
Secret Writer is there not for me to just benefit. I created it as a free service to help people who are suffering in silence. So there's like 1,000 ideas like this where you would benefit. So when you like get down to doing that work, it's like it's exciting, because you're like, wow, I wonder if I could, like, help make that person like $100, and then I get to give it to them. Like, there's no better reward than that for me.
Yeah.
Because I've been poor all the time for like the last 10 years. I could give a crap at a certain point, it's like, I've kind of like, don't even believe I could ever get wealthy. It's not really about me becoming wealthy. It's like, hey, what the fuck can I do to change some dramatic things? So that's my driving force.
Why not both?
So whenever I write anything, that's what's in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not hard to write when you have a purpose. And
Right.
like, I have a mission. I've got a large one. I've only shared like maybe a tiny bit of it. I have a master plan, but I need to have security. Hello, if there's any amazing cybersecurity professional out there that is watching this, please, like, let's start. But I need to do a serious investigation on you first. Trust.
So
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I know that you participated in the Steemit 101, yeah? That book?
Yes.
So
yes.
In there, I don't feel like when I was reading it, I got the same voice that I'm getting from you now. And almost like when you said, I have this master plan, my first thought was, oh, I'd love to read her white papers. And
I'm writing a book. Just hold on, 2 weeks. I'm spending the next 2 weeks away from Steemit. It's just, I need a break, but I'm going to be writing about all these topics. And I'll probably have my master plan in there, my white paper. Yeah.
Well, a lot of the things that you've said so far are highly resonant with me. In fact, I think just while I'm on it, one of the images that came to mind, I'm not sure how far away I am here, but I'm sure you're probably familiar with that guy. It's not really working. It's the Ankh. It's the Egyptian cross that has the bubble on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think so. Is it Ankh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I did go to college. I majored in East Asian Studies, so I have a pretty good idea.
Well, I didn't go to my college courses on holding up pictures to the cameras. Well, I never took those courses, so
Okay.
But what it represents to me is that these expressive, explosive, brilliant ideas and energies that we have within us, whether we're good at bringing them out or not, are there, and they're ours to like loop back into our own fertility and vitality. And so much of what we're talking about here is that those, like you're saying, working for shitty bosses, the negative energy forces that are associated with not working for yourself.
Right.
It's like these things that you're talking about, they're revolutionary in concept to like how we can grow as a species individually as well. And so I hear in your words like these inklings of, oh, I want more. I mean, and this is just sort of like an interview to kind of feel where you're at. But I think you're on track with like publishing your words and your thoughts and your ideas, and people are really gonna, I don't know, it's needed right now. So I totally encourage you to go forward with that.
Yeah, can we have like a 2-minute
They need
summary
to be reading them
of your master plan?
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say, can we have like a quick 2-minute summary of your master plan? Just like, what is your vision? Frozen.
No.
There we go.
Oh gosh. Okay, so artistic. It's a little nebulous, that part. The other half, manifestation of a dream to have a house, like a physical house where people are, of course, handpicked by me. It's almost like people that want out of the matrix.
Sure.
That's what it would be like. It would be the house that housed the people that want out. And I would have to figure out which person or people would have the best chance of getting out. And then they would be allowed to live in this house for free with the one condition that they do what they're supposed to do. And so if they don't know what that is, that's okay. They get time. So basically it's like the way that schools are set up for kids learning things. This would be the same thing, with the one exception. They get support and things that they need, and also they commit themselves to being authentic and to figure out, where's my energy coming from? What is it that... So for me, it's like artistic. I have these visions of music videos and a lot of art, and it really just, it's like I can see it. I don't even have to try. And stories, come to me the same way. Like the children's story I wrote, I did not say to myself, oh, I'm going to write a children's story. I was literally walking down the street and this entire story was like given to me. And I'm an atheist, so I don't really think that it was given to, I don't say like, oh, it was given to by God. No, it's just given to me by my consciousness or something.
Same thing.
So it's like I've tapped into a different part of my brain. That's, everyone has it. It's just that it's clouded by fear, insecurity. And I mean, I'm a lot older. A lot of you are like young, and it's harder when you're younger, but you're going to have to deal with this stuff eventually. Who are you? What's your purpose, really? Because not having a purpose is painful. Because you just go around confused. It's really not fun.
Yeah, lost.
I don't think. Because I wake up and I have so many ideas. It's more of like, I can't even capture all of them. Yeah. So I need to like enhance that and give, but I need to also give it to other people at this point because it's a gift. I think. I mean, without sounding like a messiah or something, but once you have a certain amount of peace and calm, you can do a lot of different things. And energy, you need the energy. Without the energy, it's like, it doesn't work so good. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think once you are fulfilled up, that starts to overflow and, spill on to other people and start, to fulfill them up. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right on.
That was awesome. Thanks so much for meeting up with us and taking the time.
Yeah, we're looking forward to...
Yeah, I want my account back.
So, you don't have any control
all
over
of you
it?
have your accounts right now?
I've got mine, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, not right. You have yours?
I have mine, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have yours? Do you not have control? You can't post right now?
I do not have control. I do not have control over my account right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that there was some, in the last couple days. I didn't yesterday. Yesterday I wasn't able to post, and I actually was trying to, and I got something to go through, and I don't know if it's just with what's going on, but it didn't seem like anybody saw it. So, I don't know. Yeah, I have a little bit of control over it right now, but it's been off and on the last few days, so. I don't know.
They're putting in the multi-security features right now. With about the recovery partners and stuff.
Did you read that article?
No, I saw real quickly that they were doing two-factor authentication as well. Yeah, and password recovery through kind of
through a partner.
Multi-sig. Yeah, exactly.
So, I think that how it works is like I can give you, if I lose control of my account, you can make a claim that I lost that, and then I can log in with my old key, and then it works something that. But
so that's
Dan seemed pretty excited about it. So
everyone's gonna have to think about trust. Like that's gonna be really. That's one of Dan's big things too. Is like, hey, who can I really trust? That's a big thing,
Right, and you can trust people a lot, but when they have access to a large amount of money, that's when you find out if you can trust them.
That's a different thing. Yeah. That's like a different level of trust. That's why you got to be careful. Who do you choose? Who are you going to choose?
Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we've got to get running, but we really want to thank you for coming on today. And
it was nice to meet everyone. As a person,
right.
Just an avatar.
Yeah, and maybe do this again in the future. We'll, when we see how it starts to unfold.
Yeah, like in a month. I'm curious. 1 month. What is it going to be?
Hey, do you have a question that we can pose? We're trying to do a question of the episode that we're posing to listeners. Do you have a question that we can pose to people?
You mean the question of this one? Or?
Yeah, the question of this episode here that people can discuss in the comments.
Oh, how to write an article. Wait, I don't know. kind of like maybe the secret to writing posts that get noticed.
All right. What is the secret to
the
writing
answer
posts that
is,
get noticed? That's a great question.
Is that you write from an authentic, what you know about. And I mean, if you're an entertainer, like, that's great too. Like that guy that did the first video makeup, the man that did the male makeup tutorial.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was hysterical. Like, just tap into what comes to your mind. Just do it, because Steemit rewards people who are authentic, even if they're freak cases, you know, like, in fact, I mean, some of the people, you know, they're weird, you know, they've got to be like completely bizarre. And like, let's see that all those different sides, because we've been seeing a crappy version of humanity. Let's get real.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So
Absolutely.
the question
Okay.
is that, you know, is it being authentic for the listeners? If you're listening right now, is it being authentic? What's the secret to making posts that work? And we'll pose that to you guys. Do you agree with Stella? Do you disagree? Do you not care?
It's Stella Bell.
Stella Bell.
It's Stella Bell.
Uh-huh.
My question of the episode is that a horse with Woody from Toy Story behind you?
I know, those are just horses from Horse Island. Hold on.
They're a horse upon horse. Okay.
It's actually the foal, like the child. Wait, can you see it now?
Oh yeah, we got it. We got it.
Yeah.
It's the child. It's the child.
I like it.
That's Steemit right there. Because you don't just go in. You go in alone maybe, but you're gonna find someone that needs your help, and you help them.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom.
All right. Thanks, Stella Bell.
I'm a lot older. You guys are like in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, young 30s.
Yeah, you have a long what?
Young
30s?
Low 30s. For me.
Yeah, I got a few years on you. It took me a long time to figure a lot of this stuff out. I was lost 10 years ago for sure. So, well, not really, but okay.
Right.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
All right. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Okay, you too. Bye.
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 Are we still recording on?
Yeah, I'm still
Uh-oh.
Right on. Was there anything that, in talking to Stella